there any Bill Cosby fans in the house? Who likes the cause, huh? If you're not familiar with Bill Cosby, he's a prolific American rapist. And comedian. We didn't know yet that he was a Renaissance man with a whole bag of skills. And so I was crazy about him. He was my hero when he was like everybody in America's hero. And so I'd never seen him live though. So about 10 years ago, he was coming to LA. And again, this is before we knew about his other projects. And I'm excited, I wanna go see him. So I get tickets to go see him. And at this time, I'm doing comedy myself. Nobody cares, no one attends, but I'm doing it. And so I called my agent at the time and I was like, I'm going to see Bill Cosby. And he's like, all right, cool, well, let me call you back. And he called me back a little while later and he goes, so, you know, we represent Bill Cosby as well. And so I told his agent that you're coming and he'd like to meet you. And I was like, Bill Cosby wants to meet me? And he was like, no, he doesn't want to fucking meet you. He doesn't know who you are. But he likes to blather at young up-and-coming comedians and just hear himself talk about comedy. Are you willing to do that for one night? And I was like, yes, I am. And so my wife and I were gonna go see Bill Cosby. And this is right after the birth of our first child. So we're so excited. I mean, we'd be excited normally, but it's also our first date after we've become parents. And so we're very excited. And so we're all dressed up and we go and we're ushered backstage and his tour manager brings us in and Bill sees us. And as soon as he sees my wife, he just pushes me aside, zeroes in on her, and he goes, "Are you breastfeeding?" And she goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "I could smell it." And he goes, "It gets into the clothes. I love it." And we're like, oh God, you know? I mean, fucking sickened. And afterwards, my wife and I are talking, and we literally were like, oh my God, did we just see Bill Cosby do the first creepy thing that he ever did? Like we thought we won some horrible lottery, you know? And so it's very strange. And then after about 10 minutes, his manager's like, Bill, you gotta do your show now. And he's like, okay. And so finally he acknowledged me for the first time, and he points at my wife's tits and he goes, don't get used to those, because once she's done breastfeeding, they're gonna and disappear. Anyway, joke's on Bill Cosby because my wife's tits are still banging and he's gonna die in prison. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.